All right, so let's talk just a little bit about Canvas, how it's set up, and how to find the things that you may need to find for this class. So we're going to use a sample class that I created in Canvas. It's not exactly like your class, but hopefully it's close enough to get the idea. So the first thing you want to take a look at is these options down the side. So there's the dashboard where you can find all of your courses and announcements. There's the courses tab to select your course, right? So we're in this fake course that I made. Okay. There's the calendar that can be helpful, tells you when things are due, stuff like that. The inbox for messages. And then you may not have other options here, but there's usually some sort of help option somewhere on the page if you need help with how to do various Canvas things. And then this is the course homepage itself. So when you click on the course from the course list, right, it should take you here. This is the home. If you ever need to get back here, the home button is up here in the corner. It has an introduction. It has some key links here that are not up yet, but they will be soon, including this video that you're watching now, and a link to Remind, which we'll talk about in a moment. The weekly agendas are going to be really important. They tell you basically what to do each week and when it's due, along with announcements. Okay, so the weekly agenda for the current week will be listed here, and then any previous weeks will be down here below. So if you missed something from a previous week or you need to make something up, this is where you'll find information about previous weeks. The other really important part of the Canvas page is in this sidebar here, where you see a lot of options. The most important option is modules. Modules is going to be where you'll find sort of all of the assignments. So if you need to pick a particular assignment out, this is where you'll find it. So the course is divided into a number of different units or modules, right? So unit 0 is this first week of activities, unit 1, and so on. Right? This is the whole semester, not quite planned yet. And then you can see in each unit, in each module, there's agenda pages for each week. Okay, so for week 1, here's the agenda page. This is where you're going to start. So I put start here, right? Underneath that, indented a little, are all of the assignments that are for that week. Okay, and then down at the bottom are some discussion boards. So frequently asked questions. If you have questions, you can check and see if they've already been answered. And a social discussion board for some sort of professional communication amongst students. Okay, and then other units have the same thing. So this would be the agenda for week 2, which is in the second unit, with some assignments below and so on. When you take a look at the agenda for the week, it's always going to have the same basic format. So usually there'll be a little bit of an intro to what we're doing that week, and then the actual agenda. So announcements up at the top. So for the first week, most students will be picking up their at-home lab kit. That's the reminder. And then there are Monday, Tuesday assignments. So you can see those here, right? With the due date of Tuesday by 10 p.m. Okay. Wednesday assignments here, Thursday, Friday assignments here. Your class may vary a little bit on that depending on the schedule we end up with. But the basic idea is that it's going to be chunked up into a couple of sections per week with different due dates. However, I'm not going to assign late credit until after Friday at 10 p.m. So if you submit a Monday, Tuesday assignment after Tuesday at 10, it will be marked late in Canvas, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a leeway because I know it's difficult to do things online. So I won't actually give it late credit, which is maximum 80%, until after 10 p.m. on Friday for all the assignments for the whole week, okay? So I do expect you to get them done by the individual due dates, right? But just to have a little bit of flexibility there, Friday is the hard deadline. It's late after that, you get late credit. Okay? All right, and then we've got objectives for the week and some resources. Okay, so if you need previous week's agendas, because you missed something from past week, you can click here. That'll take you back to the home page. The frequently asked questions board, a Canvas quick reference guide, and communication and social discussion boards. So that's your basic overview of the course. One other really important feature of Canvas is the ability to communicate with your teachers. So we're going to go over 3 main methods to communicate with me. Your other classes may be slightly different, but similar kinds of ideas. So first, you can always email me through your school Gmail. My Gmail is lburndon@seq.org, lburndon@seq.org. That's best for parents and things like that. I'll usually get back to you within 24 hours, unless it's the weekend, in which case I'll get back to you Monday morning. Students can also email me through or contact me through the Canvas inbox. So if you're already in the Canvas app, that's a really easy way to send me a message. The inbox tab is on the side, and you can just send a message. Again, that's similar to email. I'll get back to you probably same day, possibly the next morning. If you want more immediate feedback, you're in the middle of a lab, something looks weird, I'm going to have every student sign up for Remind. So there'll be a link right here. There isn't yet, but there will be, about how to sign up for Remind, which is a text-based service that will allow you to get in touch with me more quickly. I'll respond to that probably within an hour during school days, and even sometimes into the evening. If you message me late, though, I probably won't get back to you until the next day. Gotta sleep. So those are your three main methods of communication. So Remind if it's something you want a quick, short response on, and then inbox or email if you want to tell me something longer or need a longer response. So let's talk about how you actually complete and submit assignments. There are a variety of types of assignments you'll do in this class, so I'm going to take you through them, but they'll all be formatted similarly. So there'll be some sort of introduction, there'll be a list of directions, how to do the assignment, there'll be information about how to submit the assignment, there'll be information about how you'll be graded, evaluation, and there'll be resources down at the bottom, so links of how-to guides if there's anything tricky about the process. When you're ready to submit, you're going to click Submit Assignment. It's going to open up down here. So in this case, this is a photo upload or photo submission. Okay, it could also be video, either way. Photos are sometimes a little bit tricky. If you're working on a newer iPhone, the photos that you get on a newer iPhone are a weird file type called HEIC that doesn't upload properly to Canvas. So you want to make sure that you drag those onto your computer or airdrop them to your computer and convert them into JPEGs or PDFs or something, or just screenshot them and submit the screenshot. Okay? But I would strongly suggest doing photos on a computer and not on your phone if at all possible. Okay, so you're just going to click Choose File. If it's a photo or a video that's on your device already, you'll pick whatever it is you're going to pick, right? And then you're going to click Submit. Okay? Once you've submitted, you should see submission confirmation up here in the corner, and it's always a good idea to double check that you can see what was submitted. All right, let's say we're doing something else. If instead you're working on a Google Doc assignment, or if your photo won't upload and you've got to paste it into a Google Doc, here are some examples of how that might look. Okay, so I usually give you a template document to make a copy of. So you'll open the template, go File, make a copy. I'm sure you've done this before, and you'll work in the copy. Okay, there'll be directions about how to do the assignment, all of that. When you get ready to submit, there are two ways to submit. The most straightforward is usually through Google Drive. Okay, it may ask you to authorize your account, and then you just select the assignment and submit. But if that doesn't work for any reason, you can always download your Google Doc as a PDF. So it's just File, Download, and you select PDF. And you can always just then upload the PDF as a file. So either through Google Drive directly, or download your document as a PDF and then upload the PDF. That works especially well if there's photo issues or formatting issues. Okay, so you're going to choose your file or connect it to Google Drive, right? So let's see. Okay, so you can see the file name here. You'll click Submit Assignment. This is, again, if it's a PDF, right? If it's Google Drive, you'll just do through Google Drive. And you should see this up here that says Submitted. It gives the date, submission details. You can then download it to make sure it looks correct if you're at all worried about it. All right, so here's an example for a Google Doc Turnitin submission. So this is when I'm checking your work for plagiarism using Turnitin.com. Okay, so you're submitting to this website on Canvas, but Turnitin is going to check it. Usually I'll have a document for you to make a copy of.
And then down at the bottom of the page where I get an error, you'll see this Upload Submission button, which is what you want to select. You'll then have several options to submit. So Upload Submission, number 1, is if you want to select a file, so a PDF, especially if you're having trouble with Google Docs or whatever else. Download your Google Doc as a PDF and use the first tab, the Upload Submission, and select your PDF to upload. Number 2, the text input, you should almost never use. Okay, it's not going to preserve the formatting, it'll be a big issue. But what you will have in addition, instead of number 3, you should have a cloud submission option. And that's what you're going to use if you're going to submit directly from Google Drive. So you can either submit directly from Google Drive through cloud submission, or you can go ahead and download your file as a PDF and submit it through the regular Upload Submission tab. You should then double check that your submission file name is correct and click Continue. And then you should be able to see the first page of the assignment. You want to double check that it's actually the right assignment that's complete and everything. And then you want to click Accept Submission and Save.
All right, let's talk a little bit about feedback and grading. So how you find out how you did on an assignment, how you find out how you might be able to do better next time. So you want to go into the Grades tab, and this is really only useful for feedback. If you click on an assignment from the Grades tab, what you'll see is it takes you to the submission details. It doesn't actually take you to the explanation of how to do the assignment. So if you're here and you need to find out how to do the assignment, you want to click on the link up at the top. Okay, but this can give you your feedback here. So if you're in grades, right, so let's just recap this, and you click on the grade itself, it will pop up the submission page where you can view comments from me over here. If there's a rubric, you can show the rubric. So I'll just show this rubric, right, and it kind of marks off that I did not meet the expectations on this fake assignment that I made because I didn't actually do it, right? So you can kind of see where you fall on the rubric if there is one. And you can see any comments that might have been made, right? So in this case, I left a media comment. Well, Leslie, you really failed to complete the assignment. Try resubmit. Or I told myself that I failed to complete the assignment and I needed to resubmit. Usually I'll leave text comments, right? So there'll be text here and you can respond to my comment here, although I often don't get notified of that. So it's better to send me an email or Canvas message if you want a response to something. All right, so if you go back to the grade list, you can also see some of this stuff directly in the grade list, right? So over here, you can click on this little button and you can see the comment directly in the grade list, okay? Or you can click over here, you can see the rubric directly on this page, okay? So you can either click on the name and see it on the sidebar, or just click on these little things over here to find comments and rubrics.